Good morning. The sunshine on this February day is just perfect, and I am here to talk with you about some of the biggest turnoffs for buyers when they are touring. I did put a poll out for my Facebook followers, and I appreciate those that took the time to respond. Based on your responses, the biggest turnoff was a home being overpriced. And that is certainly very true. If a home is overpriced, buyers won't even take the time to come through and tour. So if you want to get people in the door and you then want to be able to move forward to go under contract and get your home sold, being reasonable with your expectations and what you feel the value for your home is essential. I do have a few others to share from personal experience and also from some surveys and articles that I have read online. One of the biggest turnoffs to buyers can be odor, and we're talking about 3 different types of odor. The first is cooking. Sometimes people like to make special family dishes, whether it's cooking, baking, and if these have a strong odor, just be aware of that and try to neutralize the scent if you do have buyers coming through to tour. The second type of odor is pet odor. We all love our own furry friends, dogs, cats, whatever, you name it, but when a buyer comes through, they may not feel the same way. And we also don't want to draw attention to our pets. We want them to be able to walk through our space and just enjoy the space for what it is. So again, make sure that you neutralize with any house odors, opening the windows and doors and letting fresh air in. That's usually your best bet. Sometimes lighting a candle or putting a neutralizer or deodorizer in the house can help, but you also want to make sure that you are not overpowering your home with scents. Some people are very sensitive and don't appreciate when they walk in if there are multiple plugins in every room throughout the house. So keep that in mind. Keep it neutral, keep it light, and don't overdo it, because if you do, it may seem like you are trying to hide something. And the third odor, which can be a huge deal breaker, is smoke. Unfortunately, whether it is the seller themselves or a visitor or a tenant or someone that lived in the house prior, if someone has smoked in a home, most often you can tell from the moment you walk in. And people can be very sensitive to that for both personal reasons, and also some people have allergies or asthma, and it is not something that they can live with comfortably. So if that is the case and you do have a home that has remnants of smoky smell and you're looking to sell, I would say call in a professional and see what they can do to help you eliminate that smell, because it really does stick to walls and furniture, and it can be a huge turnoff for so many buyers. The number 2 reason, aside from odor and also aside from pricing, that can be a huge turnoff to buyers when they are touring is funky layouts. The list agents can do a great job taking awesome photos, and the space may be so beautiful and ready to go into a magazine. But if you get to a home, sometimes there is a choppy, disjointed feel. A lot of times if rooms have been repurposed or if there have been additions done over time, sometimes they just don't make sense. And that can be something that's hard to tell based on the listing photos alone. Some agents do video walkthroughs, and that can be really helpful to understand the flow and the layout. But if that's not the case, take the time to tour. You won't know if you don't go. And sometimes there are things you can do to help with that disjointed feel, but other times that can be a major turnoff if the space just doesn't flow the way it needs to work for you and your family. And the third major turnoff is room sizes. Again, a list agent can do a phenomenal job with the pictures. They may be glowing and beautiful and everything may be renovated and awesome, but for some people, there may be specific pieces that they need to have in their next home. Some people have to have a king-size bed in their master bedroom. Other people may have family heirlooms that they want to make sure they can bring to their next space. So a dining room table may be a must-have, and therefore the dining room needs to be a certain size. List agents do have the option to put room sizes into the listing. Not all of them take the time to do that. If they do, it can be helpful if you know what a minimum might be, and sometimes that's process of elimination. You have to tour enough homes to learn what does and doesn't work for you. But if you're looking at a home that is 900 square feet and says that it has 5 bedrooms, it is safe to assume that those bedrooms are probably not going to all fit a king-size bed. So keeping that in mind when you are looking at listings, and again, sometimes if the the information is not shared ahead of time. It is something that you need to tour and unfortunately can be a turnoff for buyers that have particular needs for certain spaces. So that's all for now, but if there's any properties that you have specific questions on or that you might be interested in touring, feel free to connect and I would be happy to be in touch and set you up with a showing. Take care.